I chose my name based on a variety of different influences. And at the time that I picked it, I was really interested in country music like Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley, and they had very like snappy kind of, you know, incandescent names for their bands. So kind of as a joke, I was like, well, if I was a country music singer, I would be L.C. Kane, and I would be like L.C. Kane and like the Chattanooga Five or whatever, like same name. And then Kane came from the playwright Sarah Kane, who wrote a lot of my favorite plays. I would say that I became an artist around the age of 14 legitimately. And I think there's a moment for every artist where you actually become an artist, and it goes from like a hobby or an interest or something that you're good at or not good at into something you really want to do. And for me, something that really turned the tides was becoming interested in David Bowie, who really, I think, revolutionized the way that I saw art and the way that I saw myself. And I was homeschooled and I lived a very cloistered existence in a very rural town. So when I became interested in Bowie, because he passed away, he was in the news constantly. You couldn't get away from him. So when I became interested in Bowie, posthumously, he was kind of seen as like a god in a way, and I was so taken with him and so taken with his work. And I think through him, I began to understand that, artistically, I wanted to do it as a spiritual vocation as much as, any person who becomes like a priest or a nun feels that way about their religion. That's what I wanted to do with art, because that's what he had done with art, and I felt that I could really find meaning through that. So at around 14, I really committed myself almost to like an artistic monastery, let's say, of my own making, and I've kind of been living in that space for 7 or 8 years now. I can't really do math, but I guess in 10 years I would like to be where everybody else my age would like to be in that time frame. Financially stable, emotionally stable, mentally stable, which are not things that you normally have in your 20s. But, I would also like to feel that I'm fulfilling the spiritual path that I kind of set out to do, because when you're working practically and you're promoting yourself artistically, it can be really difficult to feel like you're really honoring what's in your heart, so to speak, because it's a lot of like worrying about how much attention you're getting and worrying about how much recognition you're getting, as opposed to really focusing on something that's very private and something that's like very personal to yourself. So I would like to feel that in 10 years I have done or am doing things that are going to be remembered and are authentic and are important to popular culture.
Are we done? God.